So you guys were I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that, and when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So, it's shorter. There you go. CrazyCatLady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purposes.
Okay, hi everybody, Martha here. So today we're going to be talking about the fourth episode of Marvel What If. And in this episode we ask, what if Doctor Strange lost the person he loves most instead of his hands? Basically says it's his heart, but same thing. So instead of when he gets in a car accident, when he that makes him lose his hand, Christine gets in the car with him, and he ends up not getting hit by the car. Not that ends up wrecking him, and he's not on the phone this time. He ends up getting hit by the back, and the crash ends up happening pretty much the same way. They fall off the bridge, and they end up in the water instead. And she dies here. And we see him still going for coming to be the Sorcerer Supreme, but this time it's for a different reason, because he wants to learn how to deal with grief. And he still does end up doing whatever he does in the first movie. He stops Dormammu, but 2 years has passed, so during this time period, and it's her anniversary of her death, and he decides, Juan tells him don't do anything reckless, and he does something reckless in this episode. So I will think he would not do what he does for Peter. And this episode should prove this, that he does reckless stuff. He does. If you try to tell him don't do it, he'll do it anyway. I guess he sees it as a challenge. So, and he ends up trying to go back and to see him deal with have her end up dying a bunch of different ways, pretty much, because he tries not going to the party with her. He tries to go a different route. He tries to go to a restaurant instead. He tries not picking her up, and yet she ends up dying either way. She has to die in that time. Otherwise, he won't come who he is, and he won't save the world. And he ends up trying to get in, and the wise one, his master, wherever her name is, she ends up explained to him that her death is inevitable, has to happen, otherwise you won't be able to save the world, because she's the one that encourages you to go and do it. So he doesn't listen to her, and he ends up going back to the library of Cagliostro, which is a real alchemist that exists in real life. I guess Marvel used his name, and he does it to be some mortal somehow. Not in this version, because we do meet him. He ends up being some a little bit of a guide during this part for him, and he goes to the library, and he learns that he cannot bargain with this one. And it's the same exact octopus character that Captain Marvel faced in the first one, except for in this universe is, I guess, a different one. It's the same it's the same creature, but different fate. If you think about it. And he tells you can't bargain with it, And I do like the fact that this show that he's going for the 5 stages of grief, and he's already trying to learn how to bargain, trying to bargain here. He does it a couple of times, and he has to like absorb like all these creatures in order to absorb the octopus, and he does, but we see like how much it changes him, and how much like all these creatures like derange him, and when he gets to after he's done absorbing all of them, he talks to Castigliostro, and he's about to die, and he offers I can change this. So like, nope, I meant to die tonight. You cannot do that. The same thing with Christina. You cannot save her because she's meant to die that night. And he ends up finding out, and he also can't do it because he's split. Because when he went back in time, the Mystics one, that's her name, split the Doctor Strange into 2. One where they didn't go back to try to save Christine, one where they did go back to save Christine. And the one that didn't go back realized that trying to save Christine makes the world be destroyed, because if she's not dead, nobody's there to stop the Demarmo. And he basically has to try. He's the one that can fight him. And the fight in this is really good. It's really good animation, and I do like the fight. Like I do like how fact that his shadow attacks him, and how the evil Doctor Strange takes form of Christine and tries to trick him, but it doesn't work. And they even want him like put some sort of shield so where he can't be absorbed. So the evil one has to break the shield that is on him, and eventually he cannot beat the evil version of him, and he gets absorbed, and he ends up saving Christine, but he finds out that she is scared of him, because he ends up like turning into the form of old creatures after this. And we actually get to see one of the characters in this talk to the Watcher, and the Watcher explains to him, I cannot interfere, neither should you, because you see what happens when you interfere with time. It destroys itself. And he isn't watching Christina disappear, and now he's alone because he's inside of a weird crystal thing that's kind of like the Power Stone, and the world got destroyed in this one, just like it did in episode 2. So another bad ending. I mean, technically the last episode had a bad ending too, but as far as we know, both captains saved that world. We don't know. We didn't see it. But this one definitely did not have a good ending. And I don't think it really had a cliffhanger on this, because we saw what happened. He's alone. Nobody's there with him. He has to deal with life without her and everybody else. And that sucks. This was a very downer episode, but it was still a really great episode. I like the happens in it, the concept in it, and then the fact what the lesson that it teaches you. And you really just have to sadly let the people that you love go, because there's sadly no way to bring them back once they're gone. And we really can't bring them back, because that's how life works. So, and it like shows how grief can destroy a person, literally. So I liked it. Was it better than episode 2? They're pretty much about the same. I mean, a lot of the reasons why you probably like episode 2 more, because the last few times we were chatting about voice. So, but this one was still good nonetheless. I don't know what next episode's going to be. And it's kind of like probably predicted if Wanda ends up doing the same thing in his movie, trying to bring our kids, we're probably going to see a similar story told there. So, I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10.
So Lee, what do you give it? I give it okra paws in my tail.
So I'll see you guys later. Like, favorite, and subscribe, and
Bye-bye.